Welcome, everyone, to this weekly live radio show at KCRW 100.7 FM in lovely, soon-to-be rainy, coastal Brookings, Oregon. Thank you for tuning into this week's exciting program of Doc and Jacques. I'm Dr. Gigi, and I'm sitting next to my co-host, San Francisco Jacques. How are you, my friend?
I am doing fine. And what do you mean almost raining? It's raining. It was raining the whole way up from...
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Be dismissive of me. All right, folks. Hello, Dr. Gigi, and good afternoon to our guest today. And to all of you loyal and new listeners out there, welcome to the Doc and Jacques Radio Variety Show. Today is Wednesday, December 11th, and it is National Stretching. I said stretching day.
Oh,
What kind of stupidity is it?
Today's also National Noodle Ring Day, as in spaghetti-o noodles.
That's got to be the dumbest one of all.
Oh, that was my son's
where do you
favorite
get these?
little thing.
Oh my God, they're getting these weird things from some weird website. Today, we have two fantastic artists on the studio, and we do have a lot to talk about. So let's get straight to our MD10 segment. And Doc, what do you have for us today? But wait a minute, Doc. Did you hear about the Pillsbury Doughboy?
No.
He died of a yeast infection.
It was the girl's
Just had to tell you that, Doc. Okay, what do you got for us today?
Today's MD10 will be on smelling. So, not about how identical twins smell the same, but how do we smell, you might ask? Teeny tiny molecules reach our receptors in our nose, and depending on what receptors they bind to, tells our brain what the smells mean.
Is the brain and the nose the closest things together, right? Or is it our ears?
No, so the nose is basically the brain already.
Yeah, that's one of our ancient things to really think about it. Okay, cool.
The sense of smell also helps us taste food.
Yeah.
The other helpers of a complete taste sensation are eyes and ears.
Yes.
Now, Jackie Poo, what are the five tastes?
The five tastes of the tongue you're talking about?
Yeah.
I know this. It's you, mommy. You're my mommy. Mm-hmm. Then we got salt, bitter, sweet, and sour.
Yes, that's it. Good job. You were listening beforehand.
It's nice to have it written on the tablet in front of me. Shh, just joking.
Sniffing, like we do when we say smelling, enables more molecules to reach the roof of our nostrils where we have our receptors.
Okay.
So that's cool, right? We have two nostrils.
I only have one.
No, you have two.
Oh, so okay.
So we can determine where a certain smell comes from, as there's a little bit of a different density of the smelling molecules in each side of the nostril.
Doctor, what does the smell of fear smell like? What does fear smell like? You don't know. I mean, a wild lion is chasing you, and you're running back towards your cave. What is that? You know.
I know. I was there when the tigers were chasing me to the cave. I'm not that old.
I think the tiger would know better than her because she's probably running so fast.
Right.
She outruns her smell.
Did run the New York Marathon several times.
Oh,
she has Motorola.
That was St. George, but thank you.
Oh.
Not everyone can smell. 5% of the population is anosmic. Anosmic meaning can't smell.
I'm name my latest piece of sculpture that anosmic. Okay?
Anosmia.
Anosmia. Be better.
Right. Okay. Well, I had a friend in college who could not smell since birth, and his favorite food was chocolate. You might think, but he can taste it. Yeah, but it's the sensation of melting in his mouth.
He could not smell since birth, so...
He couldn't taste anything, nothing.
And he was anosmic.
Anosmic and smellic and tastic.
When I had my nose broken with a brick, when I was younger, in a riot in San Francisco.
Right.
No. I couldn't smell for a year, literally.
Did your smell come back?
Yeah.
Can you smell me and my twin sister smelling the same?
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird?
That is
twin
odd.
smell.
Right?
That is
the same. Isn't that bizarre?
Our fingerprints are different.
Yeah.
Smells the same.
Eye pupils are different.
Virus infections can destroy or rewire the sense of smell. The common cold virus is known to do that, and especially it's now in our populace knowledge that the COVID-19 virus could do that. Smell can come back completely or distorted. So as in our brain thinks we're smelling something, but we actually don't. So if we're thinking we're smelling
something different.
Coffee, we're actually smelling sauerkraut.
Okay, but there's the German. Okay, the German just came through. Sauerkraut and coffee, excuse me?
Exactly. That's what the viruses do for our brain.
See what I got to put up with.
We can conjure strong memories up with certain smells because the smell and the memories are located in very close proximity in the brain.
Every time I go to a movie theater, I always think of the 17 garbage cans size buckets that I'm going to be eating a popcorn. Yes.
Back then.
Okay, back then.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it?
That's it. I tried to tell you that less obvious.
Okay, she's pointing to me, folks. We're going to get right into this. We are early because we have two guests on the show, and we really want to delve into what's happening. So we're going to abbreviate a lot of things. But today on the Doc and Jacques live radio show, we have not one but two wonderful people, two popular artists that are living their lives and fulfilling their dreams at such interesting times as these.
Yep.
Gigi and I are very fortunate to have a photographic chronicler of our times with our good friend, Missouri friend, Chris Nelson. Chris has been capturing iconic scenes and characters in the music world since the late 60s, and another hero in photography, his friend Jay Blakesberg, called Chris an early mentor. Wow. Why am I bringing this up? Only to prep you about today's show with a new friend of ours that is making a big splash in the art scene and social departments of our coastal California and Oregon. I ask you candidly, haven't all of us at one time or another dreamed about being a rock and roll star? Or how about the dreams that we've all had about meeting our favorite rock and rollers? Regarding music, it is our American blood to pulse and dance to the heartbeat of music. And while we are often unable to attend concerts and events, thank the Kodak stars that we do have other artists that have the knack of capturing those acts up on the stages of life and then sharing them with us and to preserve them forever in the vaults of film and digital platforms. Our guests today are both of these enchanted types. One, Mr. John Mendoza, the iconic frontman for the rock band Cut It Like the Kings, and a friend to so many of us, is here in the studio, joined with today's headliner and a photographic type of artist that I just referred to. I'm not going to say Birdy. Frankie Finch. I'll call it Frankie Finch.
You can call me.
She used to be Birdy, but okay.
No, I used to be Frankie, but now I'm Birdy.
Now Birdy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to, Ms. Frankie Finch, and who has flown into this KCIW studio today to enlighten us about her art and the ability to peel off such incredible pictures of life and artists in such small, digestible frames of fancy. So, Birdy Finch, Frankie Finch, and John Mendoza, welcome to the Doc and Jacques radio variety show here on KCIW.
Welcome. Welcome.
Hey.
Both.
John Mendoza, let's start with you. How you doing, man?
Good. Can you say iconic again?
Iconic, yes.
I don't carry that with me for the rest of my life.
You are an
I
iconic.
appreciate
You
that.
are. You are an iconic. I look at the pictures that Frankie here has taken of you, and I see you all the time. You're acting.
She makes me feel iconic.
Isn't that good?
Right.
Isn't that cool?
Yes,
We're going to get right to that. But let's cut the deck of cards right to the bat and talk about what so many of us have heard, and that there's been some changes with the Cut It Like the Kings band.
Yep.
What's up with that?
Well, to keep it short and simple, the bass player, everybody knows Randy.
Yep.
He took a walkabout,
Okay.
disappeared, and so we looked for another.
There you go. Bring it a little
person
bit closer.
to
Good.
replace him. During that time, Alan, the guitarist, decided to step away. So, a little bump in the road, and I'll keep it at that because, if you want to ask them personally, if you see them, you're more than welcome. We don't do the drama type of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's,
And you guys
I never
still
tried to
sounded
promote
great.
that. Yeah, so that's their own things.
And we're all old enough anyways to get
Yeah.
into the drama.
Yeah.
You're right. I saw Alan not too long ago, and it was just hey, time.
Yeah,
just time for movement.
I respect both of them and their decisions. Alan are still friends. There's
Right.
no hard animosity or anything. Everybody comes to a point wherever they are in their life to make a decision, and for each one of them, for whatever their reasons, that was their time to do it. So.
Now, how long has Cut It Like the Kings been together or making music?
We're in the 7th year.
Oh, wow.
in the 7th year, going into the 7th year.
Has Cadillac the King gone through metamorphosis before that you had changes? Thank you.
The original conception of it was back when I was in Arkansas, and I was with my nephew, and we were, coming up with the name. And when I started writing some of the songs like "Cut It Like the Kings," that's when it originally started, which was about 12 years ago.
Wow.
In Arkansas, huh?
in Arkansas.
So you brought the band
Fayetteville.
over.
I brought me over, which I
You brought
I
yourself
brought me
over.
in the name and an ambition and a passion to do something that I thought was worth doing and what I've always wanted to do. Alan was a big part of making that happen.
Right.
So
So what's up next?
the show must go on.
The show must go
Recruiting?
on.
You have
Right.
Yeah.
He is the
recruiting?
Cut It Like the King.
We got new members. We're
Okay.
in the midst of rehearsing.
Nice.
Birdy has got to witness a few of the rehearsals and meet some of the people. We got some good musicians in there. Not that the others weren't.
Oh, yeah. You guys were great.
The way I look at it, bigger, badder, better. Going into 2025, newer songs, new covers. That upbeat. Always about the performance and the clarity.
I know. You are the showman. You
The
really
showman. He
are.
is the
And
showman. Yeah,
we
iconic
went-
showman.
We went, iconic
Yes.
for sure.
Iconic.
We went to the, when you shoot knighted.
Oh, you.
Oh, yeah, the
wrong,
Halloween.
That
Richard
was-
Lutman, right?
Oh my gosh, that was so
That's where that
cool.
picture comes that Frankie has.
You can
Yeah.
call me Birdy.
Okay.
You're used to calling me Birdy. It's
I'm just-
okay.
that's okay. I just heard about the Frankie tonight. Actually, I heard from Frank John.
You
Coley.
did. Yes.
Coley, yes. And,
He's a
okay.
huge supporter.
Were you in Fayetteville? Did we not talk about this recently?
No, I was not in Fayetteville.
You were not in Fayetteville. Okay.
I've been to Fayetteville.
There you
but Not from Fayetteville.
I spent 6 months in nearby Rogers, Arkansas.
All right.
All right.
So
But-
when
That's
do
where I
you,
was from. That's where I lived in Rogers.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. I lived in Rogers too.
And the only time I was in Fayetteville is when Barbara, my wife. Oh, by the way,
Hello, Barbara.
she's the reason
Barbara.
for everything that I do.
She's the
She's
reason
awesome.
for everything.
Without her
She's
support.
super awesome. We
Yep.
love her.
And Birdy
Able to do
and
that.
Barbara are good friends. A shout out
Yep.
to Birdy. What's the name of your daughter we met?
Jamie.
Jamie. Hey, Jamie, what's going on?
What's up, Jamie?
By the way, folks, you can hear this recording, this show directly, immediately after the show is over by going to kciw.org and just going to past shows, going down to Doc and Jacques, and it's there. Okay, Gigi, what other questions do you have?
When do you see yourself being back on stage?
Our first official gig with the new members is Valentine's Day in McGrew's Steakhouse in O'Brien, right across from where that cop car is when you're going towards Cave Junction.
Yeah.
So Susie Culver, the owner, we had spoken prior, and I had a little surgery. We had planned on during this time to record, and I had a surgery I had to go through, so we were going to be off anyways. So now I'm on the mend, and everything kind of took a swing. So you pull your pants up, you keep moving forward,
Right.
and got these guys together. So we're working on getting the songs together. And that's our first gig. So
Very
not
nice.
too long. And then I'll be getting hold of Russell from Porter Pines and Daryl from Enoteca.
Cool.
And some other venues out there in Grants Pass, the Wonderburg and Casablanca. And getting ready
Porter Pines,
for Grants
Beach-
Pass again.
South Beach.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
That's right,
Yeah.
John Kirk. That's
Very nice.
When we come back, we're going to come back just like we normally do. Lots of shows and spread out over into Oregon.
Russell Smithson is the
Yes.
right. Yeah, he's the
Great guy.
All the on
Now,
shows.
John, how do you know your friend sitting to your right, who is our other guest, Birdy?
So I this last Doctoberfest, I got invited, the band did, to go perform, and I was trying to be my cool self all dressed. I'm walking.
You were looking cool,
Yeah,
man.
I'm looking, trying to do my thing, and I met her, and I noticed that she took a picture. I think it was Ed from
Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed's
Underground.
pub.
Yeah.
Okay, up
in Port
Up
Orford.
in
Port Orford, yeah.
Orford. And I was giving him a hug. Hey, how you doing? And I noticed she took a picture, so we introduced, and I noticed what she was doing for all the different bands that were performing, and what she did for us. She's like a infantry. She gets down there and tries to
She's
get
in
the
the
best
front
shots.
line.
Yeah.
The cymbals, the drums, little things that
Right.
someone from the outside just taking a picture with they don't see that stuff. It's those little things that mean a lot to a musician. Oh, she got that moment, and I
Right.
like the camera, so I'm trying to do everything I can to get on her camera. And afterwards, got home and sent her a message and said, like what you're doing. I have a show. We were going to go up and do the Battle of the Bands, and got to take a car ride with her and told her my vision for the band.
Right
This
on.
was before Randy took a walkabout and everything. And asked her if she'd like to be the photographer for the band and come in and help us out with some other social media stuff, using her pictures. And we kind of hit it off. I believe we did.
You did.
And pretty soon everybody's contacting her. I'm like, right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's good. It's a good community out here.
Right.
Where
Right.
everybody kind of tries to support local music and the artists and everything. And she's one of them. And now she's all over the place. I'm like, kind of
Right.
jealous. I'm like,
Told you. Yeah, she gets her picture everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's Birdy Finch is one of those people that if you don't like her, then you've got a problem. Seriously, you're a good person, a good soul.
you.
Wow. So
pretty sure
what's
there's a
the?
couple
You're going to be on February 14th. You're going to be up at the O'Brien on
Yeah.
the way to Grants Pass.
McGrew's Steakhouse.
See that?
Shout out to
McGrew's.
Susie Kohler.
Okay.
and
Susie Kohler.
McGrew.
All right, and now what am I doing? What are you? What are you pointing at?
I don't know why we're planning all this. He's never-
You should really do that in larger font.
Well, thank you, John, for you being the larger font. I'm getting older, John, for your input and your iconic status as with Cut It Like the Kings. We can't wait till you're back.
Cool. We like it.
Gigi's got your T-shirt and your
I know. I
your
see
merch.
you
Your
guys when you
merch.
come in. I see her wearing it. I'm like,
She actually what do you do? Knit it and you
Not
do,
to that one. I had a V. I got a V there.
she
the
cuts
others I had
V's in
to-
all of them, and so
Oh, that's
she
a
has to
girl,
do
right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
cut the collars off.
the new merchandise that will be coming out, or it's going to be catered more to women with the
Good.
V-neck style because,
Right.
it's just, hey,
So you have CIT on your hands on the back.
Cut it
of
like
your,
the Kings.
On the back of your
Yeah,
heads for cut
both
it
of
like
them.
the Kings with a
Very nice.
crown. That's your emblem.
Cool.
You got to cut it like the Kings cap. He's said. I told you. And
He's
iconic.
related to the Cut It Like the Kings
I do
band.
too, and we get special preference. No, I'll say one other thing about John, and that is that when you do your show, man, you are in
are
the moment.
the showman.
You're in the
That
moment,
is-
and you get out in the
You get
audience.
the
you
people
dance,
involved. It's
you dance.
amazing.
You stand back and look at the band members. You have fun. You ask how people are doing.
Yeah.
You authentically means good. You're a good intention guy. And people dig the songs that you're putting out.
You
both,
have
both
quite
covers,
the following. I
Yeah.
mean, really.
both covers, and your original stuff is amazing.
yeah, originals, we'll be getting into that soon. So we have a bunch of originals that we haven't worked on yet. You put out a third album with Redwood Records, Ray Martell. So
Yeah,
that'll be
hey
coming
Ray,
out
what's going on?
probably closer to summer. But yeah, we got a lot of work that we're still doing. But I think everybody's going to be surprised and happy and excited when we come to Crescent City to do the first show.
Yeah.
Right on. You
Like
are going to have a
2025.
huge
Yeah,
following.
so.
And I want to say to the engineer in there, hey, Ray Simon, were you at that Oktoberfest, or did you do any of that?
No, that
No,
was
no,
Nathan.
he's shaking his head. Oh, you were at the other one.
That was
The
Nathan's
other one.
stone.
That was
Up on the-
Nathan's stone.
Up on the top. That's right. Okay, cool. All right. Well, John, thank you for that. And you're going to be here through the rest of this conversation. Feel free to step in and talk it up with us as we have a conversation. But drum roll, please, as I get ready to introduce the First Lady of Candid Cameras, today's headliner and new talented friend to Doc and I, Miss Frankie Birdy Finch. Birdy, welcome.
Thank
to
you.
the Doc and Jacques live variety show.
Should have never mentioned my real name.
Not
He
just
does-
before
he-
the show,
I think he's
too.
ADHD or something.
It's
He
okay.
cannot
Told me
remember that.
1 minute before the show. By the way, her name's Frankie. I've known her for 6 months, calling her Birdie.
No,
Suddenly-
But it is Birdie.
I do go by Bird.
I found out her name was Frankie through Rob Jacob when we did the Halloween show. He goes, "Oh, I know Frankie." I'm like, "Who's Frankie?" He's all Birdie. We went to school together. I'm like, "Oh, all right."
Oh, you
So-
went to school because you grew up in this
I
era?
did.
Okay, Doc,
There's
take
your
it over.
first question.
There's the first
Yeah,
question.
first question. Where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I was born and raised in Crescent City, California.
Ow.
I was actually born at the old Sutter Coast Hospital right on the ocean.
Yeah.
I grew up in Klamath Glen. Shout out to the Glen down there. I know
Where's-
Tommy
where's Klamath
Alderman's
Glen?
down there.
Oh, down
Down
okay, now
all the
where
way.
Tommy lives.
Yeah, down there.
Okay.
Way down there in the
So,
tribal.
let me
land.
ask something off script. When you were younger, was the weather a lot colder and rainier here?
Yes.
Than it is today. Somebody just said that.
There was
I just saw a picture
Yesterday.
today. No, that was yesterday. Yeah, not a
Yeah.
patient. 42 years here. Was a friend, not a patient. She says before it rained for
All the
months.
time.
day in, day out, all day. So now it's
Climate
almost
change,
like a
it's
drought.
gotten less, it's warmer and more sunny and less rainy days than it used to be.
Yeah, so
I
now
thought
it's
that was an
finally-
interesting
When
comment.
I was in 8th grade, we had one day of sunshine this summer.
Ain't no
My 8th grade.
sunshine in the
Summer?
8th grade.
Yeah, the whole summer it was foggy.
I had a teacher today, as a former teacher, as a patient, and she said those kids could not go out during the Christmas vacation, and they came back so wired because all they could do is just sit at home and not go play.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they, we eat candy.
Yeah, it can. But there's no blood really. Okay.
So Jacques and I have looked at your pictures, mostly on Facebook, and we're amazed of how long you have been taking pictures. So you were much younger when we saw those pictures of you taking pictures.
Most of them, yeah.
And I guess that's why you're so good. You have a trained eye. Now, how long have you been doing it? And did you actually go through training, or is it just knowing what to do? Is it an art?
My uncle Mike Munson handed me his Nikon camera when I was about 6 years old. And I started taking pictures of what was in front of me, which were like Cheez-It crackers and salt grains. And so he was just like, shut up here, take the camera, just shut up.
Play with the old...
Yeah, we were at a restaurant and we were driving through California or something, and I was probably being a brat. And he just handed me his camera and told me to, how to use it. And,
Wow, cool story.
and since then, I've not been without a camera. I shoot everything. It's in my bag right now.
Right on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you go through the phase of using your phone?
Yeah, I use my phone quite often to do cinematic videos for the bands and the venues. Although all of my storage is full, on every single device. The cloud is raining.
Do you pay like $3,000 a month for your cloud storage?
That's why John has to. Yeah, he's keeping my cloud
chipping in.
alive. Like now I have
You're paying her cloud. That's good for you.
I do. So
It's worth it. Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, what
I
is
do
it,
all
12?
the social media for the band. And no, actually, the question you referred to earlier, I'm all self-taught.
Oh, wow.
I've not.
I think it's a true artist, right? Because you can actually work on your vision and know what other people tell you this is cool and this is what you have to develop, right?
Well, that's for her. Well, I mean, for us, when I saw the pictures that she took from Doctoberfest, and then I saw the stuff that she took from Art Along the Road and Battle of the Band, I liked how she saw things. All of the way she colored her pictures. That was really cool. So that was.
I have a quote which I want to, usually I do the quotes at the end, but now I can't find it. But there's a quote saying, Ansel Adams saying, right?
I think I know him actually.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I'm serious. Like I've met this old man. I'm just being joking, but I met this old man who was carrying his camera. He looked really pretty old, and decrepit. And I was actually on the backside of the Yosemite, which is like the 95. And this just old dude was taking photos, and I happened to stop and want to take the similar photo, and I talked to him for a little while, and he gave me some words of wisdom, and then I looked back and dude was gone. He was gone. And
Oh,
He
wow.
faded into the sunset.
down the Carson River. It was pretty cool.
Well, he said a photograph is usually looked at, seldom looked into. And that's what you take those into looking pictures.
Well, but also we'll get to these questions. I'm blown away by how you capture emotion. And I think I asked you one evening not too long ago, I said, Birdy, do you just take hundreds and hundreds of pictures and you just go home and just calculate through and scroll through until you find the ones that are there? And you said no.
No.
You take a lot of pictures.
I do. But it's a waste of my time, and it's a waste of it's a waste of my brain, because I see the photo develop right in front of my face and I have to capture it. That's generally the only reason why I want to photograph, is because I've been so compelled that I have to. I don't John will come up and he'll be in my face with his metal horns, and those moments that everybody wants captured, he is the front man.
Yeah.
He is the spectacle. He dresses to the nines.
Yeah.
Spectacle.
Yeah.
Spectacle, iconic. He likes these words.
And he brings the cowbell, as I often refer to it, is because if it doesn't captivate you, if it doesn't move you, what are you taking the photo for? And it's really hard to dial in the technical issues of live music photography. It's ridiculous.
Your camera, what is it? What are you using? What's in your purse?
Well, I have
Suitcase.
my gigantic Coach bag. I shoot with a Nikon D750, and I have 3 lenses. I have an 85 prime, a 50 prime, and a 24 to 120 zoom lens.
Okay, so for all you wannabes out there, that's a good start. Which you use a Nikon 7.
Nikon D750. They're not really an entry level, but they're about $3,600.
Whoa!
And the lens is probably another.
Darn,
But it is digital, right?
It is all digital.
He's paying you well.
I earned that before I met John and cut it like the Kings. I started my music photography over in Cave Junction and at McGrew's. As a matter of fact,
Do I know McGrew's? Do we know?
you're gonna have
Culver?
to come over. Yeah, Susie Culver and all of
Susie
the
Culver.
yeah.
Valentine's night.
All right.
I heard you were taking Gigi there for
Possibly.
Oh,
Hey,
shoot,
you
now
know what? I'm
the
telling you, that
secret
was
is out.
that's our anniversary.
There's
That's
going to
when we
be
met.
dancing.
No,
There is going to be dancing.
Ooh.
that's our first.
I heard
official
that.
date.
I heard they're like one of those hidden hole in the wall, great steak places to eat
Really?
They are.
from multiple people.
McGrew's and
McGrew's.
O'Brien.
It's right across the street from that
God,
that
no,
market.
O'Brien.
fake
Cape
older
Junction.
car that's a cop car that's in
Wait, it's in O'Brien or is it in Cape
No,
Junction?
it's O'Brien.
It's in O'Brien.
Right
Before
across the
Cape
street.
Junction, yeah.
You
It's just
drive
about
by
10
it, you wouldn't
minutes
even
out.
take a second look, and you look at it, and
Well, no, but you see
Yeah,
the
but-
cop car, everybody slows down.
I know.
You can always tell who the
like 50
tourists are,
years
right?
old.
Oh, cop ahead of us.
So, Birdy, what kind of photography do you like best? Besides the one that you're taking, what do you take your inspiration from?
Rolling Stone magazine. I have to say, Annie Leibovitz was one of the most inspirational photographers that I've ever seen.
Oh, wait, what was the name?
Annie
Annie.
Leibovitz.
Leibovitz.
Yeah.
Wait, I
so
think
she was the founding photographer for Rolling Stone magazine with Ken Wong Torres.
Oh, shoot, that's the
Chris
quote I didn't
Nelson,
get.
my friend. Maybe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that to me, I mean, I didn't start in music photography. I landed there in Cave Junction because this cat named Ben Campbell. He invited me to his birthday party, and I was like, okay, cool. I was just brand new to Cave Junction, and I don't know if y'all have ever actually been in Cave Junction.
Yeah,
but
we've been to Cape
wow. Okay, I had never been to Cave Junction because my mom and dad said never to stop there because it was just full of dirty,
Yeah.
stinky hippies, right?
Yeah, a lot of hippies.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. It was awesome living there. I lived there for 10 years.
You loved it, I see.
Great. Are you kidding me? But that's the thing is like I got to capture all of that. I got to capture literally people living their lives and living in the true state of creativity that music brings there. I go to Ben's party and it's all these these bands from over there. Lee Spivey was there and there was Ben and he sings reggae, and that's where I started at is photographing reggae.
Like 12 years ago.
Yep.
So this is happening 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right on.
Yep. Synergy. I mean,
Now, what photography would you not do? Where do you draw the line saying that's not me?
well, until this year, I never shot alcoholic beverages.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I thought you were going to say weddings. Cause
Yeah, that's what I expected.
I said, do you do weddings when I first met you? And you go, are you kidding me? No, I don't do
No, I did too, and it's like Godzilla.
Okay.
Bridezilla, that's a show, right? Yeah.
Right.
It's
So
no.
you don't do alcohol. But wait a minute, we have to take a break because already we're halfway through this
Excellent.
show. This show. You're tuned into KCIW 100.7 FM on your dial, LP out of Brookings, Oregon and region. Wonderful region it is. You're listening to the station, the Doc and Jacques Show. And I want to just give mention to some major supporters that have gone into the new major supporter category here at the station, and you can become one too. You can find out more by going to kciw.org. But those first, a new one, we just got a new one, Gigi, Nick Rail.
Right.
And his partnership for the Performing Arts, the new convention center they're building in Crescent City near the high school is going in. Nick Rail, we welcome you aboard as being a major supporter. We thank the big fish here, right? Advanced Airlines. Advanced Airlines now flying out of Oakland and L.A. We got Remax, Coast and Country. Hey, Brett and Marie, what's going on? And then we got the Curry County Chamber of Commerce of Michelle Bupert. Michelle, how are you doing? We got Doc Bellardi down in Crescent City. He's the owner of Crescent City Land Title Company. And new Harbor Commissioner in Crescent City, Dan Schmidt. And the first and foremost person that jumped in, put your money where your mouth was who? Dr. Gigi. You put in, right on. You put in everything. I put in 25 cents. And you carried the rest, which wasn't much. It's a great deal. Folks, we want to thank you. Please reach out to us. Find out more about it by going to kciw.org. Okay. Gigi, get back to what we're talking about.
All right.
Alcoholic.
So you're not photographing alcoholic beverages.
No.
Why?
Because I don't believe that that's what people want to see when I deliver my photos. I don't want to see somebody drinking.
See enough of that on commercials, don't you?
And they don't pay me, honestly. If they
Right.
started paying me, and that's actually why this year there's one photo at Port-a-Pint, and that's, they are a legitimate business, and I feel that it's just one photo, but it still sticks in my mind as being my first photo.
Of alcohol, of a beer.
Somebody walked in.
Somebody was wanting a picture, and they had a beer, and he just put his arm around the other person, and I just took the picture and hoping to be able to edit it out later. And I couldn't, so if they pay me, I don't take pictures of people smoking cigarettes because they don't pay me. And I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that. It's like and I change all the labels if I can. I don't show labels of products because they don't pay me.
Well, you're usually
wait a
taking
minute.
pictures
So when
of...
you've taken so many pictures of Gigi and I.
Yeah, but
do you appreciate people? Do people come up and tip you? Do they give you say, "Hey, thank you for"?
Good Lord, I wish.
Hey, we should start something new. Think about it.
I had a lady reach out to me after Art Along the Rogue. We were doing our thing, and this couple was out there dancing, and she's capturing the moment. And they reached out to me because they could not remember her name, and asked me if I can get them in contact. I think
I
were
did.
able to, and that possibly generates money.
Maybe I should just send my Venmo. I have actually done that, right? Yeah, I have. I think it's really, it's honestly is not lucrative. I saw one of the questions is...
You're right, lucrativity, no.
Honestly, since I've moved back to Crescent City, I've made more money in Crescent City and Brookings getting paid than anywhere else I've been.
Doing something other than photography?
No, with photography.
Yeah.
At Cave Junction, it's extremely hard to get paid. Grants Pass, hard to get paid.
Well, think about it, folks.
Medford, Ashland.
When you see Birdy, you'll know who Birdy is. She's up there with a professional camera. She's out. You're going through gyrations. I mean, you are down looking up.
I work out. Yeah, I do.
And you dance too.
I do.
A little dance.
Yeah.
But you will notice her. Wouldn't it be a great idea? Say, hey, here's $5 for a tip for you just for taking that picture of us. Thank you. Maybe we'll see it later. Maybe we won't. It doesn't matter. That'd be good. That would be a great idea.
I love that idea.
Try to give the band $5, $10, $15 every time we.
I've oftentimes, like if I go to a festival or a big show that I'm actually doing with John or anybody, I've been thinking about putting out my own table and my own tip jar because I feel like that. Like I went to Battle of the Bands over in Grants Pass Sound Lounge and I shot John and I shot the whole thing because there weren't any other photographers. Lee Spivey and Jaybird put on an amazing show and they put out a lot of money for that. And I have tons of footage. It's wonderful footage of all of the bands, even in our studio. I do video on my phone. I'm carrying around all of my equipment, and yeah, it would be nice to get a $5 tip every once in a while.
It's not all fun and games. I think looking from the outside in, seeing her move around and do that, that's one thing that you see, like, oh, that looks cool. She's taking pictures. But it's all the hours that she spends making those pictures pop.
Making them,
and that's where the value is. You know, I when I told her my vision and what I wanted, a lot of that was, I want to have that memorabilia, that those photos of what you saw at that moment. I'll have it forever. Yeah. So she's worth it.
No, do you have a website of some sort?
I do. I have a Bird's Eye View on Facebook. I have Dirty Birdy Studio on Facebook.
Okay, wait a minute. Bird's Eye
View.
Yeah, Bird's Eye
all
View.
spelled out BIRDSEYE.
Bird's Eye View on Facebook.
Oh, View. Okay. At Facebook.
Because, you know, Birdie.
All right.
And then I have Dirty Birdy Studio.
Dirty Birdy
So
Studio.
do you have an actual studio?
I used to when I started that, and actually it was for my jewelry. I'm not only a photographer, but I'm a watercolor artist and a jeweler.
And an organizer of fun.
I do. And I paint. As a matter of fact, I wanted to gift this to you, Miss Gigi.
Oh.
So my friend Melissa
Wait a minute.
Pollock.
You painted that on that fabric?
I did. So, and my friend Melissa Pollock printed out these bags and a T-shirt. And so my idea about getting the tips is I had her make me a shirt with my QR code on the back of it.
Oh, that is so cool.
Because a lot of times
Zelle and Venmo.
Yeah, I have them all on there, all my Cash Apps on there, right?
So cool.
Because when I go to shows, people often ask me, hey, did you get a really good shot? And I'm like, can you tell? I don't know. Like, I'm blind. I don't have my glasses on, and I'm not going to look at my 2-inch screen and judge whether I got. No.
Yeah, you're there. You
click
can
me in the back.
You capture the emotions like no one.
And you have the eye. You have the ability to just do it.
Yeah.
I hide behind my camera though. I do.
But you're also jovial soul. You are a good soul. I mean, you'll get up and dance. You'll jump on. You'll grab me or grab her and say, "Come on, let's dance this one."
No, the bag that you brought with its watercolor with dancing fish.
No, those are angels.
They're mermaids.
Mermaids?
Yeah,
I don't see it very well.
Annie and John.
They're mermaids.
Oh, they're mermaids.
Yeah, she's handing it over the screen here.
It's a mermaid's skeleton.
Skeleton.
And then I painted flower dresses and.
Oh, very cool.
Thank you.
The skeleton faces with a mermaid body with a.
See, you get gifts now, Dr.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very cool.
So you have this eye.
I have two.
You have two.
I do.
That's right, not cyclopean.
I do.
Cyclopean.
No.
But she does, and she has a darn good eye.
Thank you.
You don't do weddings. You've done several, though, just in the past, because as you're finding out. And how do you, when I ever post one of your pictures, I go on my own little self-editing website and I put photo by Birdy.
I know. I appreciate that a lot.
Put it out there, Birdy Finch, right?
Yeah.
Get it out there. Give you.
It's a big deal to be tagged.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. You wouldn't sing a song without giving the proper credit to the.
No, we did look at your pictures, and they're awesome. You took a picture at one of the Cadillac the Kings. I think it was at the
night
of
Sir Richard Lutman, right?
With Halloween. John dressed up. Yeah,
Richard Lutman.
Yeah,
Yes,
and then they took it with you with Jackie
with little
with
Clementine.
Oh yeah.
Very emotional, very cool pictures.
Emotional pictures.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That girl sends me a letter every week.
Does she?
Every week. Well, to Barbara and I. Every week. Yeah, I'm wanting to know when the new music's coming out.
Oh, little
merchandise.
Clementine. She is such a sweet, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So a little story behind that.
Yeah, tell us.
So John contacted me. He says, Birdy, we need a photo, like the perfect photo for this girl that shows up, Clementine.
Yeah.
Because she's our biggest fan.
Aww.
And so I sent him a photo. He prints it off. He signs it, autographs it, and frames it, and then presents it to her that night at Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
then
we saw that.
Yeah, and I was able to actually capture a photo of her holding my photo with John behind her. I don't know why am able to capture emotion. Maybe it's just because I'm observant.
And you were there. You told Jacques, actually, he asked you one time, how do you get all that? And you said, It's about showing up.
I show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Isn't
show
that
up.
a key to success, right?
Absolutely. I can't give anybody any better advice, whether you're starting out as a musician or a photographer like me. I stumbled into it, but I kept showing up.
Yeah.
And that was important because everybody shows up with their cell phone, and that's great. But when you show up with a big old camera, people don't ask questions generally, except, "Oh, did you get a good one?" It's opened a lot of doors for me. I don't ask permission. I just go. I've been on the biggest stages behind speaker stacks, and I just go. I don't look at anybody in the eyes. I have my little costume on, my beanie. I am a ninja. I crawl on
if you need to.
Yeah, I do. I don't look at anybody in the eye. I just go.
Just go like, Now with your press credentials, right? So what are the credentials through? Is it with a newspaper? What are we, as just a photographer?
Right. You have a press thingy, right?
Mm-hmm. I am actually an International Association of Press Photographers. I have my press credentials, media credentials.
Cool.
Meaning I can work with, right now I'm working with the local triplicate paper in Crescent City.
Yeah,
Right on.
Okay.
Good.
The pilot here?
Not yet.
You could,
I
right?
could, yeah. Actually, it comes with quite a few perks. I was really surprised.
Oh, cool.
Better travel through TSA and baggage, equipment.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Okay, Tom Bozak, our chief engineer, aren't we as broadcasters part of the press?
Yes.
Is he saying yes? Oh, he shrugged his. He's been here for 14 years since the very beginning, folks.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
just shrugged it off.
You are
Well,
actually.
you're both
We are.
iconic.
Yes, you're
Thank you. Marvelously iconic. Well, I think we are too. And that's right. You don't look at people. You could just, you could be invisible, I should say.
I try to be, and I feel like if it's kind of weird because I have this thing where I will show up like silent in my hoodie and my beanie, all black, and I'll slip in the back, and nobody knows I'm there. Even the musicians sometimes they will say, "Oh, I didn't even see you taking these photos."
Right.
And then other times I show up with my my black and white wingtips and my hair all done, and people are like, "Who's that?" And Frank John Colley, he says.
Yeah, Frankie.
It was so funny. I went to the Mighty Steelheads there at the Porta Pint.
We were there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like trying to put my bag down, and I had done my hair that day, and I all dressed up, and he's like looking me up and down, and I'm like, oh dear, like I'm in his space, right? And he's like, oh, Birdy, it's you. I didn't recognize you without your beanie on. I'm like, oh man.
But you can ham it up, right, John? I mean, now you know how good she is, right?
Oh, yeah.
You get into
We have fun.
It's part of the persona that you're putting off when you know that somebody's there covering your.
There's two
He brings the
women
cowbell.
that I
Give
look
that look
forward to looking at. I'm waiting for when we get ready to start a show.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, the first one, is Barbara.
Yeah,
to be
you're
there, she's there. Okay, I can do my thing.
Yeah.
Birdie,
Right
and
on.
she has the eye. She's getting up there. I know when she's pointing her camera in my general direction. So I try to act even cooler or do
Pull the
something.
chest a little bit more. Unbutton another button.
But you know what's so funny is when he finally like comes down out of that and he really starts performing not for the camera, when he's really like in the pocket, as my great friend Sabina
What a
Sandoval.
great phrase, yeah.
Yeah, my great friend Sabina Sandoval from the
Sabina?
Free to Be Me drum circle in Sedona.
Okay.
Big story there.
Wow.
So she calls it the pocket. When they're in their pocket, that's my favorite. You asked me what I wouldn't shoot, but what my favorite is when I see a musician in the pocket and they are so reeling from their music, because, since you're a doctor, you understand this, but they're making noise on a thing that makes other people move their body and contort in a way in which nothing else compares. Like, they're monkeys. They're just boom, 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 boom.
And we all start dancing.
And we all start
Yeah, we all
dancing, and
feel it, yeah.
We can't, some people just can't stop. We're just like, oh yeah. And we get out there. Jacques, you're a great dancer. I see you guys doing the spinning and all that. And how amazing is it? John comes out there and he's right in you guys dancing.
Right.
He's like all over
Yep,
the
he's
audience.
out there, yeah.
And when I capture that, when I capture you guys all in your little pockets, and I'm in my little pocket over here, it's amazing.
It is.
I have one photo of Jean and Barbara's daughter, Jamie, that it's iconic.
Wow.
We're going to use that
Jumping up and
word.
down.
She's going crazy.
So we were at the Battle of the Bands, and she's in the middle of the crowd, and she's a dancer as well. And her and I, we dance. Like, I don't care who you are. If you ask me to dance, I will dance with you. And I usually just try to swing my camera around and secure it so that I'm not bumping into anybody, you know. And Jamie and I turn around, and Jamie is just standing there looking, watching John on stage, because that's her dad.
Yeah.
That is her dad. Like, it is amazing to see their household, honestly. Barbara and John have done an amazing job with Jamie. She is a great human being.
She's really cool.
Yeah. So John says something about her favorite song. He's going to start singing the favorite song, and that, you know, it starts in the riff, and I get it was Alan, and I think it was probably Taylor Swift, and and I turn around, and Jamie is just like
screaming.
She got that picture.
and I have this elated feeling of joy. Like, that is joy.
There you go.
That
Cool.
my dad is singing a song I love.
Right on.
Yeah.
I
was
get a
so
dance.
proud when we met her at your house. Oh, that.
Yeah.
And so there are 4 women now, John, that you look forward to. Barbara, Birdy, Jamie, and Clementine.
Yes.
Jamie, besides Barbara, has been to every rehearsal. She'll try to be at every rehearsal, even when I'm just rehearsing, trying to learn
And she
songs.
claps after
And so when I do, come on, make some noise, she'll be the one in the house. And it's
Cute.
every song. Last night we had practice, and I got to. So funny. I got to do a slideshow for the guys, and the new guys. They'd never really probably seen much of my art, and John and Fred were there. Fred's the drummer. Fred Love.
What do you call them? The Love
machine.
The
Love machine.
love machine.
him and his animal on his drum kit, and so I'm like the one that always wraps your arm around. I wrap my arm around the underdog, the people that slip through the cracks, which in the music world often is the drummer, because they're in the back.
Right.
And I don't think that's fair. So Fred gets all my attention. Like, I will literally sit in front of the drum kit and wait until that perfect moment. Sometimes I just hang out with him because he's so cool. And he's modest too. Like, he's super modest.
Yeah,
And he's absolutely amazing.
You got some great
drummer.
pics of Greg Johnson the other night from the drummer from
Black GTO.
Black GTO.
Yeah.
Oh, Greg, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
shots.
thank you. I was sent on a mission by one of his fans.
Oh,
Get
really?
some
Yeah.
shots of
Because he
Greg.
did look right in the camera.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
how
get
did-
those much.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, he's
Yeah,
he's
that's
that
the
he was
cowbell.
here along with who do we have? We had 3 of the members of Black GTO, and they actually played here in the studio. So John, once you get your solid 3, Greg just played the cajon or the drum box, but so when you get one of your new guitarists and you're singing and him on the background, all 3 of you come in.
Yeah, especially your
And
the
eventually we
originals.
will expand the studio.
Yeah.
Okay? KCIW is on this way up. Is going to get a bigger studio.
Now,
here.
Birdy, what is your best advice for other photographers if they aspire to whatever they want to capture? How do they get there?
book me. I need money.
You know, at Doctoberfest, when I first met her and she was going around, there was a little girl with her. I thought it was her daughter. And the little girl had a little iPhone or whatever, and she was taking pictures behind her. And I'm like, well, that's cool. She's training her daughter. It was a friend, or it was someone that happened to be there that gravitated, and she was teaching her. That was pretty cool. So
right.
That was Eric Goodrich's daughter from Red Eye Hut in Grants Pass and here in Brookings. Yeah, actually, I have their social media account. So all of the photos that you'll be seeing on those sites are mine.
Okay, and is it your social media? Is it the Bird's Eye View on Facebook they can find you, or Dirty Birdy Studio?
You can find me. If you type in Birdy, I will come up.
Yeah, Birdy Finch. That's what I always find you, and you're out there, and you are doing an amazing job with so many
Did you wear earplugs? I mean, you're going to the show.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask that question. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Earplugs. But before I answer that question, I want to return to John's reference to her name is Bray. Bray, good
the little
but rich.
girl?
Yeah. So I was a teacher in Southern California, or a coach for 12 years. I coached softball, baseball, or gosh, I'm getting it all wrong now. I coached girls basketball, tennis, softball, and swim.
Jeez.
And I'm not a stranger to teaching, and so I gravitate towards the kids. It's like a little secret.
Cool.
And so I work.
You're a mentor.
I am, and so I worked with Bray that whole day, and she followed me and did behind the scenes footage for me, and they're all great. So her father bought her a camera.
Whoa, nice.
Oh, sweet.
I've actually reached out to several of the local community things so that I could actually further my education or further education in Del Norte County by doing hikes and walks and lectures. I reached out to my school, Sunset High School is where I graduated from. And so
Sunset High School?
Yeah.
Okay, so you born and raised here, but you went to high school?
It's in between.
Oh, Sunset.
Yeah,
Sunset.
Sunset.
They're down near Wundestump.
Yes.
Kind of close to the Wundestump.
Oh, here,
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
It's right around it's right around the corner from Rin Linen, actually, from Monogroove.
How do we know Lynn? Lynn's on LIN,
She's
right?
yeah.
Everything is now Lynn. Am I her friend yet?
Rin?
How do I not
Rin?
know her?
You don't know Rin?
I
From
don't think
Monogroove?
I don't think I
Monogroove?
know her.
We'll have to introduce you.
You have to introduce me.
So we recently made a music video together, and I got to work with Monogroove, the band, and a wonderful human being. But so Wonderstone, I went to Sunset. It's right off.
Wonderstone,
It's right there. And so I reached out to them recently to Mr. Fabricus because I definitely want to work with the school system, and I would love to do a lecture at Sunset and.
It's special. It's not your regular high school. You didn't make it at Del Norte.
No.
I shouldn't say you didn't make it, but it wasn't for you, so you went to the alternative high school.
I did. I got pregnant at 17.
Okay.
I had my son Joshua, and then
Did not know.
Yeah.
Wow. Your mom.
I was a teenage mom. He walked across the stage with me. He was so cute. He had his little gown and his cap and everything. Yeah.
Cute.
So graduating from Sunset was really cool because it's a very small community. And
We are. You've been here, John, how long now? Is 14?
Since 2014.
Okay, so
10 years.
Almost 15 years. And
10 years.
10 years. Sorry, I get it all wrong. I apologize. Who were some of the new band members, John? I got to run that by. Who do we have?
Well, we were just speaking of Rin. Rin is with Monogroove, and she has plenty of experience in music industry for years and knows a lot of artists. She's the one who referred me to the first one, which is the bass player, Mr. Kirk Kirkby. Kirkby.
Kirkby.
he's quite the talent.
We'll be having another discussion at another radio program
Yeah,
on the 24th.
Yeah.
So I will go into all those details. So he's the bass player. Jeff Walker is another musician in town who I originally met through Lane Carpenter from the other radio station at a little jam session at his house. And he introduced me to Rob, and Rob introduced me to another guy, and then I met Alan through that, and that's how...
Okay, so Jeff Walker is a guitarist?
He is a lead guitarist.
Okay.
He's a shred.
What does Ren do? What does she play?
No. She's in a different band.
Okay, but I'm saying, but
he's
I'm
a
just
bass
saying,
player,
Is she? What
guitar
does Ren
player,
play? What is
songwriter.
She's a songwriter
does it
and
all.
plays bass.
Multi-instrumentalist.
You obviously didn't see my photos of her.
I have.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
where I finally tall, skinny gal.
She's short, skinny gal.
Okay.
She's so
I'm
tiny.
sorry.
She's not even bigger
myself.
than our guitar.
And
don't forget our other guitar.
And
Jeff
then
Walker.
the one and only Tommy Alderman.
Yeah.
Who's in
Tommy?
What?
Tommy Alderman.
Tommy's now cut like the king.
He
Dude.
came in. I asked.
I gotta
him.
tell
I
it.
hope so.
We
Yeah, I got stories about him.
he's
So funny.
We're very excited. The guys I got now, we all are meshing. We just had our 5th rehearsal, and things are getting tighter. And
Sounded
they
great.
all sing. They all have
Walker.
backing vocals.
Oh,
so we're just
good.
gonna,
Cool.
bam,
Very
gonna bring
nice.
it. So I just want to get that in real quick.
Tommy wasn't
Yes.
able to make the show down in K-Fug today when Michael
AMS?
Schmidt and Ross Morgan and all the people from the Wayouts were in the studio today, but Tommy couldn't make it. Tommy's been on my show a couple times, but so Tommy's going to possibly be the pianist, guitarist / whatever.
He's doing rhythm, and eventually we'll probably do some songs where if he wants to bring in his keyboard skills. I mean, he's multi-talented.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all multi-talented. They're just a bunch of great guys.
Nice.
When you guys hear the new Kings 2025,
Right on.
It's going to be rocking.
Wow.
Oh my God, they were
There's
rocking.
only one iconic front man.
Dressed to the nines,
Crappy.
Mr. Mendoza
Hello,
in the
Crappy.
room.
I might have to
Jeff
go through
Walker
the door
and-
sideways. Think,
Just his
gonna
head's
pop
so
it.
big.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
I sent him a little quote that somebody was so impressed with him last night. And so I sent him this little email that said, I can't believe that's the guy. He was walking down the road at the Doctoberfest, and I was like, oh my gosh, honey, look he's so nicely dressed. He's dressed to the nines. I'm not going to mention names, but I had to send it to John because you gotta pump up your front man occasionally.
There we go. Sure do.
I don't care what anybody says. I'm not a
Paparazzi.
freaking diva.
You're not a
No,
diva.
I'm not a
I've never
diva.
heard you call
I
it
like
diva.
to think about everybody, how they're doing,
Yeah.
whatever.
You're doing a good job.
And make sure
involving
the
everybody.
band is important too, as much as the crowd. I want to make sure everybody's having a good time.
You're a
man.
diva, not a diva. Oh my goodness.
Diva.
He
I
makes
don't know, I just
he
made
makes
that
sure
up.
we're all on the same
But you make-
page.
make it
Very
up.
professional.
Hey, Birdy, is there anybody that you iconic? Is there anybody that you photograph that does not want to be photographed? They come up to you?
Yeah. So, yeah, I always am very observant of that in women.
Yeah.
Guys usually don't care, but that depends. I'm extremely observant when I'm editing to make sure that like there's no double chins, there's no back fat, there's no like.
Right. You don't want
Yeah, no. And so I photographed this one girl we were doing. I was photographing the Justice for Jared parade or march over in Cave Junction. And I took a picture of this girl that was right beside me. And I posted it on Facebook without really thinking about it because I thought it was just a beautiful moment of her laughing and being filled with joy.
Did not like
She did not like it. So she ripped me a new one. And I immediately took it down and I was like, oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. And then later on, she sent me an apology and said, I didn't realize that you see me like that.
Oh, wow.
And I said, you mean I don't see how beautiful you are? Like all the joy on your face? You don't, I know you don't see that. That's why I took the picture is because I wanted you to see that
Oh, wow.
through bird's eyes.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, cremation is my last chance for a smoking hot body.
I work out
Okay.
every day for this smoking
you?
hot
You
body.
do.
I'm not even joking, man.
Hey, by the way, what did the cow say to the leather chair?
What?
Hi, Mom.
Ew.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Going
Janice will like that.
darker and darker.
Yeah, it's dark. I'm telling everybody. All right, we've only got a few more minutes here in the KCAW
Yes,
studio.
Birdy, how do people get a hold of you? Want to say the bird's eye view again?
Bird's eye
How-
view, yeah.
Okay. No phone number or anything that you want to give out?
No.
I wouldn't.
No,
Okay.
no.
John,
I'm
the iconic John will, though.
I
He will
am
tell
all over social media, so
right.
they can't.
Look up Birdy. You'll
you.
find it.
Look up Birdy.
Birdie
and
Finch.
Birdy
what
Finch,
Yep.
that
do
is.
you, where do you see yourself in 2 to 5 years, Birdy?
I see myself working for a band that I've been wanting to work for a very long time, although I love John, and I'll be around as long as I'm needed, but I want to go on tour. I want to be a tour photographer for
Wow.
for
Yeah.
Fortunate Youth. It's a band that I photographed in.
Fortunate you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you don't have to be a ninja then. You could just walk out there.
I
and
still want to be a
dressed up.
ninja because I hide behind my camera. That's
Right on.
that. Yeah, it's part of
Anything you want your tombstone to say other than mine, which
Hey,
says,
let me say some of my quotes. Jeez.
What's up,
okay,
Gigi?
she just slapped me.
What's up, Gigi?
Okay, thank you, Birdy Finch for
What's
being
up,
and
Gigi?
John. All right, what do
We
we got?
don't wanna have
Give us
Bird-
a quote.
Tombstone thingies. Okay.
Okay.
In a photography, there is a reality so subtle that it becomes more real than reality.
Who wrote that?
Alfred Stieglitz.
Okay, give us another one, Doc.
The camera is an instrument that teaches people how to see without a camera. I love that one.
Say it again.
Mine is show up.
Yeah.
There it is. Show
Yeah.
up.
The camera is an instrument that teaches people how to see without a camera. But we're now once again out of
Out of time, folks. Thank you, John.
you.
Thank you, Birdy. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Doc. Listen,
You have been listening to Doc and Jacques on KCRW LP 100.7 FM in Brookings, Oregon. And it was a fantastic super show with Birdy and John
Good
Mendoza.
show,
Thank
everybody.
you, guys.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you,
John,
Tom Bozak,
and,
Ray
Birdy.
Simon.
Hope to see you soon. Everybody enjoy your week. Getting ready for Christmas. Peace and love to all of you.
Goodbye.